Hi, Professor. My name is Sandra Salmon. I'm in your SPED 635 online class, and I'm recording myself in regards to the video we have to make for the EdTPA. I developed a lesson plan that can be also used in early childhood assessment and evaluation. I included various activities that could be implemented in my classroom, and I'm going to walk through the lesson plan just briefly so you get a feeling of what I'm going to be assessing. Okay, first of all, I'm going to be doing a read aloud of the book The Very Hungry Caterpillar. The book has a lot of rhythmic language and imagery, which I think is great for emergent readers, such as kindergarteners. And I'm going to be meeting a lot of Common Core learning standards. I will just go through some of them that I'm going to be meeting with prompting and support. Students will be able to ask and answer questions about key details in text. They will be able to retell familiar stories, including key details, identify characters, describe relationships between their illustrations and the story. I'm going to motivate the students by telling them, I'm going to be reading you a story. Can anyone guess what it is? It's about an animal, a little small animal, that becomes a butterfly. Um, I'm going to have a drum roll, and then I'm going to have them say the book. I've read the book to them many times before, which is important because it helps predictability, which is great for emergent readers. I'm going to read them the story. While I read them the story, I stop frequently and have them engage with their partner, turn and talk, and discuss what they think is going to happen next, what they predict is going to happen next, what they can foreshadow. Um, um, Prior to reading the book, I do show them the book and I take them through a picture walk. Um, After showing them the story and reading it to them and them predicting what's going to happen next and foreshadowing, I do show them an animated video of the story. Um, this helps differentiate instruction. Not all kids are auditory learners. Some of them are visual learners. This addresses the needs of the visual learners. So after I show them that video, I expect them to write a summary about what I just taught them. It's a book review. They include a summary about the very hungry caterpillar, and they an illustration, and their favorite part about the story. I differentiate instruction in this part as well. I have um, two types of paper and paper choice. One paper for the English language learners, one type of paper to write on for the English language learners, which has greater room for illustration on top, so it's like this big, and then just fewer lines to write on, to write the story on. And then for the students who are more competent to write greater lengths, they have a smaller box to draw the illustration and greater lines to write the story on, the summary. And this is good for the English language learners and for the students with special needs who have difficulty actually conveying what they heard in the story, as opposed to the other children who are able to write more. And I really like this because sometimes the English language learners and the special needs learners can't get their words out on paper, but I'm able to actually look at their illustration and see what they're trying to say. I think that's very important, and then I can help them develop sentence structure and develop a summary. I can give them prompts. Well, what happened first? Let's look at your picture. Oh, first, next, last. I give them different verbal prompts and cues. I think that's very important. Okay. So I assess them in two different ways. When it comes to assessment, I'm always watching their turn and talks. While they're turning and talking and engaging about their predictions and what they think is going to happen first or next and last, I'm always listening in on their conversation. I'm informally assessing them. This is a type of formative assessment. I'm watching them and I'm listening to them and I'm seeing who's on the right track. Whoever's not on the right track, I might dive in and give them some pointers and help and some prompts or verbal cues. Another form of assessment I'm doing with them is also formative assessment. I'm having them write a book review and draw and illustrate. Um, Even if they're writing two or three sentences, that's the assessment. I see if they caught on, if they understand what the story's about, if they are able to write what they just heard about and listened correctly. Um, After they do their writing, I do collect it, and I do collect it if it's done, if they feel like they're finished. If they need more time, I do let them go over it the next day. I walk around while they're writing, and I provide them with a lot of support. A lot of them do need help. They're in kindergarten. They need help with spelling and sentence structure. Um, this is their book review. They're familiar with book reviews. They have done it before. And I think that's about it. That is about it. That's my form of assessment, and it included engaging in their turn and talks, watching them, having them write a book review. I did have differentiated instruction in regards to the different types of paper that the students have to write on, the different way I actually demonstrated the material through visual, through auditory. There was the video and the book. That's about it. Thank you. If you have any questions, let me know.